Shelley James.
Shelley. Okay, Shelley. Okay. So, you want the good news or the bad news?
I have to have both, don't you?
Well,
There's got to be both, right?
it's all the same thing. I'm just teasing them. I'm just playing with you. Okay, so you're the type of person who needs a mission in life. You're better off if you're doing something with missionary zeal, and you're really not good for nothing if you're not on your missionary zeal thing. Kind of like the Blues Brothers. Aren't they on a mission from God? Mm-hmm. Right. So, do you have a mission from God?
I've got a couple.
Uh-oh, that's the wrong answer. So it's like, yeah, let me just check. So if she asked, do you love me, and it's Valentine's Day, men, what's the answer?
What was the question again?
That's the wrong answer. The right answer is absolutely, dear, more than any man has ever loved any woman, and more than I even loved you yesterday, if that's even possible.
Yay.
There's only one answer. Right. Any other answer is the wrong answer. Right. So when I ask people who are the missionary types, I'm a missionary type. I call us the questors. We need to be on some sort of quest. Bigger than life. It infuses our whole being. It's more than a job. It's like all of what we're up to. It's either absolutely or the wrong answer. Okay. I've been using Jacques Cousteau as my example of a questor. You're old enough to know who Jacques is. My students under a certain age have not heard of him. But is he taking early retirement?
Oh, that was.
You're over 30, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So my students
He's
under
still
30 don't know Jacques Cousteau. Well, most of them don't anyway.
No.
And he's been dead 10 years. So 30, dead 10 years. There
I
you go.
admired him. Yeah.
So is he taking early retirement? No. Is he taking early retirement if he's 80? No. And if he wins the lottery, is he quitting those boats? No. So he is a questor. If he wins the lottery, he buys one more boat. That's all that happens. Okay. So do you have something as questy as Jacques? And that's what people like you and me need. That's about 2 to 2.5% of the population.
Yeah.
So you don't have one of those? Yeah, that's
I'd
not...
like, no, I
No.
don't, but I'd like to be able to do that.
This
Let's
is
put
no.
it that way.
Jacques doesn't do this.
I know.
When I ask Jacques. He goes, oceans, the seas, save the planet. He starts to grab me by the lapels.
Yeah.
He starts to shake me like this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So he cannot separate who he is from what he does. So he's a workaholic, right? Because he's always working. Right. So you're designed to be that type of workaholic. And if you're not doing it for something like that, then you can't get to the rest of what your life purpose asks you. And this is very tricky because people, again, 2% or so of the population are questors. And more than half of the questors aren't on quest. And when they're not on quest, they're at loose ends. They're
That's where I'm
at loose ends. Right. Now, here's part of another thing that I saw with your hands. You have what I call the nice garden syndrome. And the nice garden syndrome is that things look okay over there, whether things are okay or not. So you're less obnoxious than the average person. You don't get on people's nerves as much, a son notwithstanding or something.
Ooh.
But in general, he hasn't told me anything. As a matter of fact, I
You're
was
not a
surprised
very
you were
good
here.
liar.
No, he hasn't.
Okay.
He hasn't.
Okay.
But you have a way of fitting in, you have a way of handling things appropriately for the circumstances that you find yourself in. That's what I mean by the nice garden. If there's World War III inside the house, you wouldn't tell by driving by in the car that the pecan trees look nice in the garden. Like
Yeah.
that. Which is advantageous if you're Jacques Cousteau, because it would allow him to talk to people he doesn't like and get money for the next boat or something. He can morph into what he needs to be in the circumstance.
Right.
But it makes it so much harder to find your niche. Because you can seemingly fit in places that you actually don't fit. I would get kicked out of niche 12, 14, 16 the first day. People would kick me out. They would know by looking at me and hearing me talk, you don't belong with us. But you can make yourself like welcome there. You see the difficulty.
Yes.
So the feedback loop that other people have, you don't. and yet you're a questor. That's a dilemma.
Huge.
Yeah. So, you know how Geronimo handled that?
That wouldn't be good.
Well, no, he's a questor, and what he did was he fasted for 2 weeks naked in the desert. No drinking or eating until he started to hallucinate. And he hallucinated a being that told him if he led the Apaches, he would make sure of the being that no bullet or arrow would pierce his skin. And he came back to his tribe, and the tribe that he came back to was into stuff like this. You know, they supported people having their hallucinations in the desert, made him the chief, and you know, he never did get an arrow or a bullet.
Okay.
So apparently, you have considered the naked desert fasting option and chosen against it.
Yeah, circumstances,
You
yeah,
fi- you
that I
find
put
that
up for
one-
myself, yeah.
You find that one inconvenient for you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you're scaring me now.
It's not. Okay. I'm playing with you, but this is about Vision Quest, and a Vision Quest. Yeah, it's about vision questing.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the naked, well, you know, people don't like that. The 2 weeks hallucinating thing is just, you know. And if you came back with your hallucinations, your tribe probably wouldn't be as interested nowadays. It wouldn't make you chief if that's what your entity told you. Entity Wenty told me, hey, I could be the chief. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So part of your assignment, this is, I find this very juicy. I was looking to see how much time I had to talk to you about it. Part of your assignment, and I'm not talking from your fingerprints, part of your assignment was to find out let me see here how to put this. I'm trying to find a 30-second way. It might take me 10 minutes to try to find a 30-second way of putting this. The equivalent would be somebody who joins a cult and believes in what the guru says, and then 2 years later leaves and goes on TV saying it was all a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, there was some nice things after all. They do feed people on Thanksgiving and stuff like that, but it's all this sex cult for this for some egomaniac. And it's part of your job to explore different beliefs in the world and different beliefs about yourself with a bullshit detector that kind of treats each one as, nope, that wouldn't be it. Nope, that wouldn't be it. Nope, that wouldn't be it. And so you're good at that, so nope, that wouldn't be it. But then that leaves you in a funny position. Because you're a questor, you need to find an it. And all the its, no matter what type of it you find, set off that Geiger counter that I just said. So there's another way for you to be doing this that goes beyond your Geiger counter. Your Geiger counter is not wrong. The things it picks up is the right list. But it's like you're reading the radiation and you're supposed to be reading the electromagnetic field or something.
Okay.
And you don't know how to do that, I don't think. And if you did, I don't know that you would trust it. I don't know that you would trust you. I don't know that you would trust you. If I handed you your life purpose on a silver platter, told you where to go on Monday morning, and that your proper uniform was there, and a secretary is already sitting there who knows your name and has your files,
Wouldn't work.
I don't think
No.
you would do it.
No, no.
As the woman you are this second. So there's another piece of you that would have to be found. to get there. And this is very interesting business. Very interesting business. I'll show you one thing just out of curiosity. This is not in your fingerprints, it's just a curiosity. Look at your left hand under your index finger. Look at the outer edge of your palm under your index finger.
Look at the what?
Outer edge of your palm underneath you. Do you see what I'm pointing to?
Yeah.
You have an asterisk there, don't you? According to the ancient palmists, women with that would marry the king.
I'm supposed to be a princess.
Men who had that would become the king. It's the mark of the superachiever.
That's a joke, an inside joke.
Yeah, but it's the mark of the superachiever.
Yeah.
And it's a mark of somebody who has super high capabilities for, fill in the blank, it doesn't say.
Okay.
But I don't know that you would believe that about yourself. On the one hand, you'd expect that you could do stuff. Yeah, but anything I presented to you on that silver platter, I think you have a way that you would find to, just jiu-jitsu it.
Circumvent it.
Deflect it.
Circumvent it.
Darn you. I was hoping to find out what that was going to be.
It doesn't, I could tell you, but it won't help you. What I would need to do is help you to get beyond your bullshit detector by going through your bullshit detector. Because she's not wrong with what she picks up. But there is something that she can't do by herself, and there's a way in which you stand behind her in a protected way. And you're not supposed to use her all the time. Yeah, I mean, you started to use her more often than makes sense from an adult perspective, however old you are right now. You wouldn't need to use her the way that you use her now. You needed her then, that way.
Okay.
And part of the thing is that you get people to like you and think you're okay, which gives you extra reason to use your bullshit detector and extra ways to not get seducted into whatever it is that they're up to.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you're a questor, and without a quest, you're kind of at loose ends. And you could be at loose ends. I've seen questers at loose ends who are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. There's no time thing. It doesn't expire. You stay there indefinitely. I call it lost in the station.
Yeah. Okay.
All the people get on the train, they know where they're going.
Okay.
You wake up the same morning, next morning rather, lost in the same station. I have to stop your reading at this point.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.